everybody, and
Lollipops!
How did you not
fuck
see
you.
How did you not see that coming?
This is Hashtag Shout Season 2, Episode 23. I am the boss, the producer, the professional pedantic prick extraordinaire, Steve Jones 313, welcoming you to another episode where we talk about the news, we talk about what we like, we talk about whatever shit comes to our minds, because that's what we're all about. On this week's show, we'll have plenty of news from Comic-Con, we'll have your tweets of the week, we'll have news about porn and other stuff, and whatever else comes to mind. So let me introduce the panel as per usual. He is the co-founder of the show.
And he wants lollipops!
He is the suited up Sith, the pirate pimp, and the apprentice of the Dark One.
And I'm in shorts today.
Indeed he is. As am I. I am also in I'm not. I'm not really. I've just rolled my trousers up to look like shorts. And he is none other than, ladies and gentlemen, the Lord Walker One. Adam, how you doing?
Hello!
Hello.
I'm lying in the corner.
I know you are.
I've got a nice little setup where I've got a pillow behind me. I'm on the stuff. I'm lying down. It's laid back. It's cool. It's relaxed. I don't have lollipops or drinkage. I like lollipops or drinkage, but I don't have
We
it.
have drinkage just downstairs.
And, yeah, but F it.
I know. And with us, of course, as always, he is the patron saint of the socially awkward, the maniacal Mark, dictator of DC, the master of Marvel, what should we go for this one? The ruler of Raven Comics. It's Raven Comics, right? It's Raven
The
Comics.
Duke of Dark Horse.
Yeah, I know a Dark Horse. That's the next one.
It's Dweeb.
Oh, so it's Duke of Dweeb. What's the Dark Horse one?
I believe it was the... I can't remember. I think it was the Darth Lord.
The Deacon of Dark Horse.
He has too many nicknames at this point.
Yes, he has so many fucking
Like,
nicknames.
if I were to make a shirt with all of them, there'd have to be someone one, and then on the back, like on the front, I have to say PTU.
If you wanted to have all his nicknames on one piece of fucking attire, it would have to be a Sniggy.
I should totally make a geek stand.
I was about to say, I do not want to see a geek Sniggy.
No, we have to make.
Kind of do.
We have to make standees of all of us.
Well, mate, you just get a bit of A4.
Yeah, we used to.
I'm making a joke about the fact that I'm
We
only
need a
5 foot 5
3D
and a half.
printer as well, so I can make 3D stuff and not have to assemble it.
Like the Avengers.
Yeah.
So on this week, like I said, we're going to be talking about comics because, of course, as much as we try, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we try to bring you as much news as possible, there's always something more shit going on than we could possibly try to cover. This week was Comic-Con, and there was so much shit.
Tweet of the week!
Hang on, I'm giving the.
Complaints where I told him to do it.
No, because we're not ready for that yet. I'm doing the brief of the show before we start.
Okay, sorry.
Alright,
Anyway.
I will give my blood to save you.
Anyway, there's been so much shit at Comic-Con. We might not get through it in one episode. If not, we will do a special. It depends on how time goes. A new feature for the episodes. If you look at the description of the video, so if you look at the description of the video, you'll find the time signatures for each segment. So when we're talking about something, if you want to skip certain subjects that we talk about, you can simply click on the time signatures. Of course, if you're watching this on Tumblr or Facebook, you're going to have to manually go to the time signature. But with all that out of the way, like I said, we've got our tweets of the week, we've got a Comic-Con news, I've got a rant about porn, and David Cameron, so
What?
So we're going to kick off with the usual segment.
I want to lick the sword.
I know you do. Geek, if you could once again reprise that role that you did before.
Tweet of the week.
There you go, fine. So lackluster.
Well, you weren't happy the last time.
Because you did it at the wrong time.
You're never happy, you.
Because you never do the right thing.
He's never happy, is he?
Never happy.
Never happy. I believe we have a tweet of the week first from Deathmatch.
Thank you very kindly, because my phone won't copy paste shit. So I'm using Geek's iPad. Now we go.
Other tablets are available.
So we go to the fan favourite firstly.
5!
Diggy Langston. The question, the statement to him was, "You want a psycho girlfriend? I can hook you up with my ex." Diggy Langston's response was simply, "What's her back porch like? Her trunk spacious? These are euphemisms." And secondly, I'm going to paraphrase some tweets because it's also technically news from John Green that there have been 2 casting changes to Tiffios movie.
Right.
Firstly
would
is
you like to tell those who don't know what Tiffios means?
Tiffios is The Fault in Our Stars. It is one of the best sellers from John Green. It was on the New York bestseller list for, I believe, a month or 2 straight. And
somehow I don't think Permitting to Dreams ever would get the New York bestseller.
what?
I said I don't think Permitting to Dreams ever would get the New York
Might
bestseller.
do. I mean, send it to them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll love it.
And then lace it with Arsenal. No, hang on, that's a different plan. That's for
Carry on. Good
more
sir.
lollipops.
No, you
But
don't.
yeah, The Fault in Our Stars. 2 of the characters have been cast. Firstly, Isaac, the best friend of Hazel, Grace, and Augustus Waters, and I almost felt bad because I almost forgot their names.
It's the lollipop deficiency.
Yeah, it's Nat Wolf has been cast, and for Hazel's mom, one of the integral characters of the story, Laura Dern has been
Question
cast.
is, how's she got to go now?
Stacy's mom has gotta go.
One person, thank you.
But no, there's no Stacy in this book.
No, never mind. I'll move on to the next.
The novel was a New York Times Book Review Editor's Choice, and as of January 2013, an expanded Q&A dubbed the exclusive collector's edition will be available from Barnes & Noble.
Indeed! And those are my
What?
tweets.
Well, I've got a couple of tweets from Bigger Lads that I'd like to share then.
Go means I can go on my apps.
The first one is, shame I was denied my journalistic right to live tweet the birth of the royal baby. Another one, if any of my tweets are offensive, I was obviously hacked and I'm aggressively tracking down the perp as we speak.
Do you reckon Biggie would look good with the perm?
No, no one looks good with a perp.
Imagine you'd look good with a perm.
I probably do. Now, moving away from the tweets of the week, I only have one thing I'm going to talk about this week. And that is,
Here we go.
it's all about porn and David Cameron.
Which is ironic because you're talking about porn and we could be less interested.
Yeah.
David Cameron! David,
you
give
should-
me a lollipop!
The thing is, you should be interested because he wants to ban porn.
Can't ban porn.
You can try.
Can't ban porn.
Try.
David Cameron
He will not
wants, they basically wants to create a system where everyone has to, basically every household has to opt in order to watch porn. In other words, you have to opt out of porn blockers. So basically, if you want to watch porn online, when you go to these porn websites, as opposed to just downloading them, it'll bring up. You'll have the option to block turn off the blocker, but it means you have to opt in if you want to watch porn, which means that other people in the house might become aware of it. And this is what happened, right? At first, I did write an article on that, but I'm just going to quote here from the Independent. By the way, the Daily Mail have been championing this, right?
Of course they have.
Because they're
They
pricks.
declare this a moral victory for them, which is like, really? When you do side boob and young girls in bikinis on your fucking website, you're going to fucking do this shit.
Well, they now do it though.
Yep, no. But if I could read from the Independent article here, which was written by Oliver Wright. He actually writes some detailed articles on here. David Cameron is facing serious questions over how his plan for automatic internet porn filters in every British home would work, after he suggested that topless images, such as those used on the Sun's page 3, would still be accessible online. The PM used a major speech to set out a raft of reforms to protect children from poisonous pornography websites, which he said were corroding childhood.
Right. Here you go. Now, here is my problem with you, Mr. Cameron, bar your stupid face and your stupid ideas. Actually, no, this is one of your stupid ideas, so we're going to start there. Then I'll get on to your face. Preferably with a hammer. Everyone seems to be in this kind of mindset of we need to protect the children from porn and drugs and...
Won't somebody figure the children?
Yeah, here's the thing. If I know one thing about being a kid, I remember we were tenacious, and if you try to tell us that we can't do something, well, we're going to want to do it. And here's the thing. You try to get the Pirate Bay off the internet, and we found a way around it. If you...
Also, isn't it against like freedom or some shit like that.
Well,
freedom or some shit.
here's the thing.
I mean, surely we have a right to go on whatever we want on the internet, unless it's illegal.
Correct.
Well, if I may continue, goes into more detail how he plans to implement it. He announced that internet service providers had agreed to introduce family-friendly filters that automatically block pornography unless customers choose to opt out. But his proposals were criticised by anti-censorship groups who warned that sites about sexual health and sexuality could inadvertently get caught up in the ban. Significantly, Mr. Cameron admitted there would be problems down the line with the system and appeared to rule out soft or written pornography from the scheme entirely. So my commissions are safe. I've still got a business. Separately, the former head of the Child Exploitation and Online Protection Centre, CEOP, Jim Gamble, said Mr. Cameron's plan to tackle child abuse images by removing results from the search engines like Google would be laughed at by paedophiles. He said, there are 50,000 predators downloading abusive images on peer-to-peer, not from Google, he said. Yet from CEOP intelligence, only 192 were arrested last year. That's simply not good enough. We've got to attack the root cause, invest with new money, real investment in child protection teams, victim support, and policing on the ground. Let's create a real deterrent, not a pop-up that paedophiles will laugh at. Mr. Cameron laid out a multi-pronged approach to tackle the proliferation of both legal and illegal pornography on the internet, saying that the problem was too big to ignore. Under his proposals, by the end of the next year, all households will have to opt out of an automatic porn filter, which would come as standard with internet broadband and cover all devices in a house. Possession of the most extreme forms of adult pornography will become an offence, while online content will have the same restrictions as DVDs sold in sex shops. To tackle child abuse images, search engines will have been told they will have to redact results from specific searches, while anyone accessing websites shut down by the police for containing such images will see a message warning them that what they are doing is illegal. But in interviews after a speech, Mr. Cameron seemed unclear exactly what legal sites should be banned by the new filters, and accepted that the new technology still had weaknesses. Speaking on the BBC's Jeremy Vine programme, Mr. Cameron said what would be included in the filters would evolve over time. Quoted, the companies themselves are going to design what is automatically blocked, but the assumption is that they will start with blocking pornographic sites and also perhaps self-harming sites. It will depend on how the companies choose how to do it. It doesn't mean, for instance, it will block access to a newspaper like The Sun. It wouldn't block that, but it would block pornography, which is funny considering you're best friends with them.
Of course, it's under Tory paper.
Yeah. Mr. Cameron said he did not believe written pornography such as erotic novel 50 Shades of Grey would be blocked into the plans, but he added it will depend on how the filters work. He also admitted it could lead to some interesting conversations in families. Asked if the opt-in system meant a husband would have to fess up to his partner if he wanted to look at porn, he finally said, yes, it does. So I'm going to leave it there.
Wait a minute. So if you opt in,
yeah,
right? What exactly does that mean?
Opt-in basically means that what you're saying is the internet service provider. So let's say I'm with BT, right?
Do you have a note for that? Really quick.
A note, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, say BT, right? Because I'm with BT. They, by the end of next year, if this plan goes ahead, which I don't think it will, but if it does, they'll when you go to a pornographic site, let's say, I know, Titmania, I don't know, I'm making up one. So it's Titmania.
Spankwine.
Okay, Spankwine. It'll come up
This is where we just list our favourites.
It'll come. I don't use sites anymore, but there's better ways. But it comes up with a block saying this page has been blocked by such and such. Do you wish to turn off or disable the pornographic filter? And you would have to say yes. Now I don't know if that means you get a letter through the door saying
otherwise how would you have to opt? Yeah. How would you have to say?
The only reason a partner would know is if they themselves check on a website to see if they can access it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I share this household with my family. If I wanted to access a such site and the opt filter came up, I would simply go opt in. And if anyone asks me, did you do it? I'd say yes, simply because there was a website that was blocked that wasn't pornographic, but it's an art site. I could with any reason do it. The problem is, this doesn't work. He believes, because in another article, which I did write.
I would just go, yes, I did. Why? Why do you think?
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's like, I wrote an article about this once I saw his original speech about the fucking thing. In his fucking mind, He's like, our parents don't use the child protection filters enough. So basically, not only are we immoral, corrupt bastards, but we're shit parents.
What I don't get about this is the fact that he's doing it because of what? Because of the paedophiles, right?
Yeah.
Then why is he attacking porn? He's attacking the wrong thing.
Exactly.
I'd like to point out, by the way, just while these two are talking, I want to draw something, and I just went around that Steven sent me a year ago.
Yes!
But yeah, here's the thing, right? Getting back to porn, because,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a teenage boy, it's kind of, this teenage boy is kind of expected of me. Here is the problem. We're going on a couple of bases here that we need to clear up. Firstly, porn is not a gateway to other kinds of porn. It's
Well, gateway is not the porn's not a gateway to rape.
yeah, it's not.
Wait a minute, it's not?
No.
Wow. But all those people told me if I watched enough of it, I would eventually become one.
But geek,
Yeah, but
they were wrong.
Wow.
I know.
My life
I
is
know.
my life is so messed up.
I know all you conservative moral people like to think you're untouchable because you're on the right side because you've got these studies. You don't have the studies. You don't have the moral high ground. What you have is ignorance and arrogance.
basically, if it comes out of believing Cameron or believing me, believe in the Steve.
Now, if you don't mind, I am going to draw something. Sponsor.
But the fact is,
Porn to sponsor us.
what Geek is saying is absolutely right.
I know. Pull yourself together, geek.
What Geek is saying is absolutely right. David Cameron wants to attack child pornography. By the way, child pornography is already illegal,
Yes.
right? And it's not being accessed by people going onto porn sites such as, I know, UJIS.
They're not going to go into RedTube, Pornhub,
yeah.
PornMD,
They're not going
and
to
search for children.
because those sites aren't going to fucking allow it. It's simple as that.
They're the ones that do report them.
Cameron thinks in his tiny fucking mind that paedophiles go on Google and look up, child being rammed up arse, and several thousand motherfucking videos pop up. That's not how crime works.
I'm sorry, but I'm surprised Cameron doesn't know what porn looks like. He's got multiple children now, right?
His kids.
No. But he's got multiple children.
Yeah.
Right?
With in a middle-aged marriage. Porn would be his best friend, surely.
No, he does a middle class thing. He probably has a mistress.
Yes.
He probably has someone paid to come in, wheel a TV into his house.
Geeks of Doom!
Yeah, okay, Geek.
But yeah, he's like, porn isn't bad.
And need I remind you of the great word of the philosopher Avenue Q, the internet is for porn. Grab your dick and double click for porn, porn, porn. Not right now.
But he's like, it's like, and I know it's very tempting to sit there and go, well, I mean, to be fair, it would stop kids from accessing. No, it won't.
Yeah.
Do you want, like...
You know what kids will do? Opt in. They will. That's the simple as. Because
Alright, I'm put it this way. How many of us, before we turn 18, click, I agree? Mate.
There's a window.
Science says wonders.
In fairness, these days, it means fuck all.
Well,
They might as well change that to, we know the truth, but just click it anyway.
I think basically the only time it ever matters when you're 18 is if you're trying to buy something in a shop.
Yeah, if you're gonna
on the internet, everyone is
when
18.
actual fucking consequences are involved.
That counts as well?
Yes.
Shit, I was like 13 when I was buying 18-year-old stuff.
I was buying 18-year-olds, but...
But, yeah.
But that is slavery, and I am against that. They should make it illegal on the internet.
No, what happened was I gave them pizza, and I told them they could leave at any time they wanted, but they were like, no, you give us pizza. So I was like...
I'm taking over that. So basically, Cameron's idea to try and tackle pornography. It's like, here's the thing. Let's say I buy a barbecue, right? Everyone in the house can access the barbecue except the child. I try to put it somewhere safe where he can't reach it. He's a bit of ingenuity. He finds the barbecue. He takes it up to his room, and he burns the fucking house down. Is that the barbecue's fault? Do I go to B&Q and go, you saw me a barbecue, and now my house is burnt down, you prick? Do you put a ban on all barbecues? Do you say to people, if you wish to have a barbecue, you have to opt in? But then people will know that you have barbecues.
No,
Of course, then people will be coming into my garden and trying to have the barbecue, just like porn, really.
yeah, you don't really do that for the simple reason that it's stupid.
You know what kids will do as well.
What?
If you what I love is this idea of the old days, right? There'll be one liberal family that goes, well, we don't need this filter. Ups out the filter. Then all the kids will go around to his house. And it'll be like the old days when you have a tree house and a Playboy.
What's gonna happen is a kid will sit there and be like, huh. So I have all this tension, I can't get rid of it. So I'm gonna go find someone to go to the shop buy me cigarettes, or I'm gonna get someone to drink, and then it'd be like, or I'll just find a laugh and jump there.
Yeah, it's like.
I'm not saying that taking away the porn will cause rape. No, it just won't happen.
You're gonna do what?
This is what Cameron doesn't get, right?
You're gonna find a lass and chill with her.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's my phone.
Wait, Geek. You and me, right?
Ebony and Ivory. Casting in more, I'll get to see you.
Wait, you and me, right?
Yes.
If we had a lass,
Yes.
we would need the porn. I mean, when we're with the lass, we're there. Together. Really? Do you need it?
Don't need it, but it always helps.
Yeah, but do you need it?
I'm being honest, the last time I had a lass and I had porn there, she's the one to put it on.
Yeah, but do you need it?
Of course, I don't need it.
Well, there you go. That's my point. I've never needed it in my lifetime when I'm with a lass. That's the point. Because you have it when you don't have a lass.
I have a Hulk.
Honestly, this is what drives me mad. Cameron's tiny mind. He's thinking, this'll help. How does it help? What you're doing? You create more frustration, and you're being very, 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 secretive about how this filter will work. Like, if I click opt out, what does that mean? As you said before, do you get a letter? Do you get an email? Does it pop up every single fucking time? Or is it simply a case of, it comes up once, you click it, and then that's it. You don't. Does it come up on your bill? I imagine how it will be is it'll simply be you hit it once and then that's it. It's turned off. And it's like, okay, you turned it off, you filter sorted. It's like if you turn your fucking it's like if you turn an add-on off. You don't get bugged about it every 5 seconds. Now, assume that's the way it is as well. The plan doesn't work. Most people don't know this is happening. Most families don't know this is happening, right?
Yeah.
So, let's say, there's a kid, 16 years old, he's the only child, and the parents are like, la-di-da-di-da.
Of course we can.
One day...
La-di-da-di-da.
One day...
Oh, good for you!
I was going to watch...
Good for you!
I was going to watch porn, but then I got happy, then I got happy.
Yeah, see? I gave you the one before, you give me that.
Yeah. Okay. So,
he got you under or something?
So basically,
that was a long time ago.
this kid hypothetically, he's on the net and he goes, well, the parents are around, stick on the corner. And the film comes up and he goes, oh, this shit, opt out. Right, you now opt out. And it's fine. The parents will be none the wiser. They don't know what the fuck's going on. If anyone says to them that's a filter, they can look at it and go, I don't say fucking filter. And they'll just assume their company hasn't set one up.
They tried to take away, they tried to, start doing things with soap and,
the other one.
yeah, they did all that stuff, right? And the internet went, no, you're not taking our freedom.
No!
If you try to take away the internet's porn, do you know how big the freak out is gonna be?
Do you know? Yeah, but do you know how much? I mean, porn makes up a very small percentage of the internet. It's like 0.3% of the actual entire.
It's like my
internet.
third go-to thing, mate.
What?
It's like the third thing I go to on the internet.
Yeah, it's the thing you go to, but it only makes up 0.3% of the internet.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, if you ask a lot of people,
Yeah.
particularly our age,
Yeah.
what do you go to the internet for?
This is true. But what I'm trying to say is, though,
I know what you're saying.
whilst it's a minority of the internet's usage, it's something that Cameron's going to attack. I mean, and he's like, Cameron's like saying, "Oh, this would be a good thing." It's like, Cameron, this is what the people will say. They're trying to censor something on the internet. The last people that really did that in a big way, we call
China.
them, we call them China, and let's not forget Egypt.
Ooh.
You remember what happened when Egypt turned around and said, you guys can't access the internet? You remember what happened? There was a lot of shouting, a lot of smashy.
I swear to God, Cameron, if you do this is a return of the shout threat. If you do this, I will come up to your house. I will break in, and I will fill your wardrobe with salmon. I will lock this wardrobe. You will try to get into it. You will call a blacksmith. No, locksmith. He will eventually get into your wardrobe, and then salmon. This is what will happen.
The views of the Lone Walker One Adam Caulfield have nothing to do with the rest of the shout membership.
On the plus side, we are kind of coming against anti-terrorism there.
I know.
This is what happens when you try to be a terrorist. Salmon.
So, basically,
Shut your fucking mouth.
now there is a petition. There is a petition for this, which I will link in the description. The funny thing is,
I didn't do.
if it reaches 100,000, there has to be a parliamentary debate on it.
Oh, is that like the American one? It
Yeah,
has to reach 200,000 in America when they get for the White House to look at it.
yeah,
And they got one that said, we believe the White House should build a Death Star.
yeah.
We believe in
Like
Bray
what?
Wyatt.
That got over 300,000 signatures, and they actually came out seriously and turned around and goes, no, because of the economic
Yeah, it's
economic
too
rate
much.
costs too much. B, while it would increase the workmanship, it also would take a lot of effort to get it into space.
Yeah,
And C, why would they make something that had an architectural flaw that could be shot by one lone?
Yeah.
And I was like, well done, Obama.
yeah.
It wasn't Obama, but well done.
But in England, it's 100,000.
Wow.
So,
A lot smaller though, aren't we?
so hopefully, well, I call him Mitt Romney, but basically,
Yeah, but Mitt Romney's just a prick.
yes. But basically, I'll leave the link. But I'm also going to be. There's also going to be a link to a poll that I'm hosting. The question is, right, do you approve of this idea? I can't imagine what the results will say, but I'll post a poll there. Leave your votes, and we'll get back to it.
What the fuck does
next
Smurfs
week.
look like?
Smurfs are small and blue.
Yeah, small blue, they wear white pants and a white hat. Apart from Papa Smurf, who wears red.
More importantly, what does the Smurf look like when you choke it?
I imagine it looks like this.
It depends what colour the blood is. Anyway, so we're moving away from
It's like choke it, not fucking slice it.
But yes, so basically that's my little rant about David Cameron and
Stop
porno.
trying to take away all the fun in the world. Good cover. Stop trying to take away all the fun.
But
Porn. Stop taking it
on the
away.
plus side, if the Sun survives, for like the page 3 stuff, Tumblr's fine.
Someone actually is getting attacked by Yahoo. You have to go on. For those on Tumblr who still want to see the not safe for work stuff,
Yeah.
you have to go to your Tumblr settings. To get on there, you go to customize and you go into settings. Go to your blog itself
Uh-huh.
and make sure that the box that
Yeah.
says search for tags for NSFW is left unchecked.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will block you.
It's ridiculous, man. It's like, oh, fuck it. At the end of the day, right, I'm all fine for having that block there.
Because apparently Tumblr is a family website.
It's not.
I don't know if Yahoo have ever actually looked at Tumblr.
Yeah, they just bought it. That's the thing about Yahoo. They can't create anything useful of their own accord, so they just buy other shit and then fuck it up. But anyway, so moving on from that, and so now, like I said, there has been a lot happening for geeks all over the world when it comes to both movies and cards, because this has been Comic-Con week. And we expected a lot of fucking news. So, we're going to try and condense it down as much as we can for you guys. If we feel that there's more stuff we need to cover, we will do a special episode hosted by Geek King, with me as a special guest, so it'll be a geek
Now
show.
probably cook.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to lick the pan. I have no lollipops.
I can imagine this would be a good time for Adam to go grab a drink or something.
No, Adam needs lollipops.
Well, why don't you go?
Why don't you come with me?
Yeah, why don't you go?
Why don't you just keep looking through this? Don't lick it.
Okay.
You can keep looking through here, right?
Okay.
And when I need it back,
Yeah.
I'll say, "Can I have it back?"
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
And you
half-
can reblog whatever you want to
I'm
total
half-
mark out.
Thing is, I am
Just include the tags.
half tempted to send him to the store to get some lollipops, but I can't imagine him getting up to do it.
So yes, people, there has been a lot going on, a lot of good panels, a lot of good news, and some interesting, fun bits. I imagine that's a nice squeal.
Now on show.com we have been reblogging cosplays and the like. Well, obviously, if we find Comic-Con news on some, we'll share it.
We'll start to do that now, yeah. So quickly, Game of Thrones had a really good panel.
I will say, as you start, I will be able to, I'm going to grab the
Drink.
the soda, which may be Coke or Pepsi, from downstairs.
It's not Pepsi.
I'm not saying it is Coke. I'm just saying it's not Pepsi. So I should be
yes,
right back.
Game of Thrones. Funk, you're a big fan of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
When did Khal Drogo disappear?
Season 2.
Yep, you saw him briefly in season 2, but he died in season 1.
Yeah.
However, Khal Drogo made a surprise ambush of the Game of Thrones panel. The man who played him came out, kissed Khaleesi,
Right.
came up running onto the stage, grabbed her, turned her head, kissed her, grabbed the mic and went, "I'm not dead, George," and dropped the mic and left.
You brilliant man.
So that happened. Lots of good stuff on there. Lots of exciting things to look forward to in season 4. Personally, I know because I've read the book, so I know what's coming up next. But a lot of good stuff to come through as well. They had the King of the North, Robb Stark, Richard Madden. They had Catelyn Stark. Is it Catelyn? It's
Caitlin.
Caitlyn. Caitlyn Stark. I can't remember the actress's name right now. Khaleesi was there, of course, I just said. Samuel was there.
Yep.
Jon Snow. Ygritte. You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah, I don't want Jon Snow on my quiz team. He knows nothing.
George R.R. Martin. The two directors and writers for the show. I'm trying to think of anyone else.
Joffrey gets the lion cub.
Joffrey-
That's the true meaning of Christmas.
He wasn't there. And of course, Tyrion Lannister.
Oh, yeah, you
Peter Dinklage was there. Speaking of Peter Dinklage, X-Men Days of Future Past. Lots of cool stuff. Confirmed that it happened where Wolverine is sent back in time to deal with his younger self. Peter Dinklage was confirmed as Bolivia Trask. The Sentinels were shown briefly. That's my dash.
Damn it!
Next one down. There you go.
But it's done this.
Then you click the tag, then you go to search,
Okay.
and you write the tag you need
Okay. I got lost on Tumblr.
in.
Lollipops.
Not putting lollipops on my thing.
I'll put lollipops.
I'll punch you in the face.
Alright. Yeah, I imagine that will come up with some weird shit.
Right. Yeah, a lot more happened there. Think of this. You've lost me for a minute there, Funk.
Sorry. We were talking about Comic-Con and X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yes, Days of Future Past looks like amazing. They showed us a little bit of footage, and it does look good.
It does.
I haven't seen the footage because the recordings of the panels are not allowed to show the footage, otherwise it would be taken off, and they wouldn't take footage to Comic-Con anymore.
It would be sad.
Warner Brothers dropped a bomb that was almost heard around the world, unless your name was the Lone Walker 1 and Funk, because Funk did not hear a thing about this until I told him yesterday. Man of Steel 2.
I did not hear about this.
Man of Steel 2 has been confirmed that will be happening in 2015. Do you know what happens in 2015, Funk?
What does?
Just a little film called Star Wars Episode 7.
Woo!
Just a little film that we call The Avengers 2.
Woo!
More of that in a little bit.
Woo!
Just a little film called Man of Steel Part 2, Superman versus Batman. Yes, for the first time ever on the big screen, Batman and Superman will share the film and share the screen, which means there will be never a better time in the world to be a geek than in 2015 with a new Star Wars, new Avengers, new Batman and the new Superman on screen. It is going to be, as if that wasn't good enough already, Ant-Man was confirmed for 2015.
Alright.
And so was Terminator 5, Mission Impossible 5, and news of a sci-fi films. Now, Funk, this is the time I need my iPad back.
Alright, fair enough.
Just to rush through some things.
I was looking at Nerdfight area blogs.
Of course you were.
Ow! Fuck.
You're a nerd fighter.
I'm a nerdfighter, yes. I like being a nerdfighter. It's full of wonderful sparkles. It doesn't sparkle, actually.
Marvel had the biggest panel for me. I am a Marvelite. So here we go. This was a panel that kicked off really simple. They introduced Kevin Feige, and Chris Hardwick was the moderator. He brings him up. Kevin Feige goes, "Hello, Comic-Con. It's always right here. It always starts right here. This is our good luck charm. What's coming up next?" Was asked to him, and as he goes, we got a lot of things coming up right now. We're in post-production for Fall of Dark World right now. The room went dark. Now, what's interesting about this is that you actually heard a bunch of people going, "Oh, really? Oh, come on." And then a voice hit. "Humanity, look how far you've fallen. Huddle together in the dark like beasts." And then thunder and lightning hit, and Loki himself was on the stage.
That's because Loki is a fucking boss.
Tom Hiddleston was dressed in full Loki attire and goes, "I am Loki of Asgard. I am burdened with glorious purpose." Walks over to the comments to Feige and Hardwick and goes, "Stand back, you mewling Quinn."
Yeah.
The crowd is going nuts at this point. "In this meager palace of Midgard, the arena called Hall H, you should have let me rule you when you had the chance.
Fair enough.
Yet here you are. Your eyes crave unseen sights. Your imaginations ache and hunger. Tell me, where are your Avengers now?
Yeah.
Claim loyalty to me, and I will give you what you see, what you need. Say my name.
Yeah.
Say my name. Say my name.
And then...
Say my name. Each time the crowd did. Low-key, low-key, low-key,
Yeah.
low-key.
Loki doesn't kind of want to make a big fuss about himself. He just wants to stay low-key.
And what do you do after that? He kind of breaks character a little bit and returns and goes, "Well, it seems I have an army.
No
Feast your eyes."
No jokes.
And it shows a clip. And the clip involved, what I'm reading here, I didn't see it. The clip involves giants, dark elves, Sith kicking all sorts of ass, Volstagg too. The Rainbow Bridge opens, and Mjolnir flies out, bridge disappears, and Thor catches the hammer. This was in 3D, by the way, for the people at Comic-Con. Leaping and taking down a bunch of enemies at once. Sith, I've got this completely under control. Thor, is that why everything's on fire? A new giant comes and Sif says, "All yours." It's one of the Cronins from the early days. For those of you who read World War Hulk, you will know exactly what a Cronin is. He's the orange member, almost looks like Thing-like, of the Warbound of Hulk.
Alright.
So that's a really cool dude because you don't see that. You've never seen him in film either way, and it's a nice little callback because originally their species was one of the first people who met Thor. And it's shown in the Planet Hulk animation.
But when I was grabbing the drinks, there's a game show on the moment. I think it's called like Twister or something like that.
Twist, yeah.
And one of the questions popped up. It's one of my proudest moments. The question, I was the only one that knows the answer. And it was, who played Gwen Stacy in the 2012 Amazing Spider-Man? It's like, Emma Stone! It was like...
Ooh, Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Don't rub your nipples!
The other options were Emma Watson.
Okay, you can rub your nipples.
And Emma Roberts.
Oh, Emma Watson.
The other option was Emma Roberts.
Oh, Emma Roberts as well.
And they went for Emma Robertson.
I got myself a threesome. What foursome.
I'm sorry, but that was nipple not worthy.
I don't know who Emma Roberts is.
That needs to go on a shirt.
You're in charge of the merchandise.
Yeah, you're the head of the merchandise department. We've come to you with splendiferous ideas.
So here's the thing. I'll just say,
You can't...
Okay, first, I came up with... Actually, no, I didn't come up with any ideas.
He passively mentioned he wanted a boss... No, he said a Boss via Russo shirt.
Actually, that was said
Actually,
by Fran.
in fairness, Adam, I actually never came up with an idea.
That was a fan's idea, actually.
Because you came up with the "It's Always Steve" shirt.
Yeah, and the whole thing was, by the way, a couple of days ago, I was asking a friend of mine to listen to the show and give me some notes on what they think would improve it. So technically, I'm also now head of talent relations.
Head of talent relation.
Oh no, because
head of fan relations. Sorry.
Yeah.
PR.
Okay,
yeah.
so public relations.
That would be called public relations. Then.
You're a public relation.
I was just giving a rundown of what we saw from the new film.
Carry on. Don't mind me. I'm back.
The clip.
Yeah.
So that's how you end. The voiceover ends up. These are dark forces that have survived. Thor takes Jane to Asgard. Loki gets threatened by pretty much the whole supporting cast. Because obviously he can't be trusted after what he did after the Battle of War of New York, they call it, or the Battle for New York, sorry. And we've all seen what he did in Thor 1.
Yes.
I like how Boss says that. Have you actually seen Thor?
Not yet. I've seen probably about a third of it in bits and bobs. Yeah. It is a movie that I do want to sit down and watch. The only one that I'm kind of dreading watching from start to finish is Captain America.
I was exactly the same. It's one of my favourites.
I tell you what, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
I thought I was dreading it as well, but it's actually one of my favourites. Yeah, you're welcome.
We meet again, guys.
Foster slaps him and says, "That was for New York. Our final way to save us all," promises Thor. And a huge applause. The inevitable betrayal by Loki was teased the end.
Because your inevitable betrayal.
With him seemingly taking Thor's hand. Feige immediately said the next one is Captain America, the Winter Soldier. He then brought out Frank Grillo, who plays Crossbones. You may remember Crossbones, you may not. I don't think you've seen anything of him.
He was a Chicago wrestler.
Yes, similar mask. And he was the one who shot the rifle that was supposed to have killed Captain America when Captain America died, briefly.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
I forgot that bit.
He introduced Emily Van Camp, who, if you're a fan of the show Revenge, you'll know her. She's the main actress in Revenge. She's going to be playing Agent 13 Sharon Carter, who's actually responsible for it. She shot, before the bullet went to kill Cap, she shot Cap with a transporter gun that sent his soul into a time warp. So he was stuck in a continuous time warp, while his body was then going to be harvested, and the soul of the Red Skull was going to be transported into it.
Alright.
Exactly. Kobe Smulders. Well, don't drink it then.
It's all the pop we've got.
Kobe Smulders.
Yes.
Who plays Maria Hill, back from the Avengers. Anthony Mackie plays the Falcon.
Now there's a tag I should have put.
Anthony Mackie plays the Falcon, who's a very good hero. I believe he's widely acknowledged. No, he's widely known as the first African American superhero, I want to say. Though because I think he came just before Luke Cage. Yeah. But that should be good. Sebastian Stan, who was introduced by used to go by the name of Bucky Barnes, but now he's the Winter Soldier, which is a very cool thing for me. Samuel L. Jackson, of course, is back as Nick Fury. Scarlett Johansson is Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow, and Chris Evans, Captain America himself, is on stage. There are a bunch of questions to get through. I'm just going to try and see if I can get to the clip and tell you what happened in the clip. It starts with the Triskelion, which is the it's on land Shield home base headquarters. Yeah. It's from the Ultimate Universe, so you won't have seen much of it. Cap is in his super soldier costume, which is one of my personal favourites. That's just his blue and white with the stripes that go over and the star in the middle, rather than the American flag.
Yeah,
you may have seen that from time to time.
I remember.
Yeah, and he looks awesome. He's going down an elevator with some guys with guns who have their hands on the holsters. He notices and worried. One starts to sweat. Something is up. Three huge guys get on the elevator. Cap feels like he's being set up, and it's probably right. Cap then says, "Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?" They all attack him, and he just systematically destroys them. Insane applause at the end, and he flips his shield into his hand. "I joined S.H.I.E.L.D. to protect people," he says to Robert Redford's character. "Captain, to build a better world sometimes means tearing the old one down." Quick shots of supporting cast members, a new helicarrier, in fact, many of them. This isn't freedom. This is fear, Cap says. Black Widow kicking ass, and Agent 13 kicking ass. Falcon dropping from the helicarrier, which is going to be a cool shot, I can imagine it already in my head. Dropping from the helicarrier back first, extending his wings, because his wings are artificial. And flies, swoops down. I believe the guy who was asked about it, he turns around and goes, I have wings and guns, what else do I need? So it's a pretty cool thing. You alright, Linda?
Yeah.
Just a big wide eye as if I was going too fast.
No.
Helicarrier going down, and the logo, crowd goes wild. Shield is on the ground, and Bucky's the shield, the actual Captain America shield, is on the ground, and Bucky's metal arm picks it up. Scene. It's going to be a huge moment when Bucky picks up that shield, because it's forelaying what possibly could happen in the future films when we all know Cap dies, and with Crossbones and Agent 13 both being involved, I think that maybe at the end of what we get here.
Coat on my shirt.
Whatever.
How many times have we told you?
Don't drink and lie down.
Every time on my shirt. Every time.
It's a good thing I washed your vest this morning.
Love you, Stephen.
Enjoy watching your way.
God, sometimes I feel like the nanny of this.
Of course, it could.
Howdy, are you ready for your cheese?
So it could protrude to maybe a Cap dying at the end of this one, and we all know. And if you've read, well, some of us have read certain things.
Yeah.
Some of us have read the comics. I believe Funk, you will know eventually at some point.
I'm
Maybe you don't know.
I'm behind on the Marvel ones. I've read your DC. I haven't read your Marvels yet.
But you know as well that Cap isn't always Steve, as you've seen in the Fear itself.
Yes.
At one point, it is Bucky. Bucky takes over the mantle of Cap, so it could happen.
Occasionally,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Right. So he's asked about this. He said the directors for the film said that it stems from 70 political thrillers. We keep saying it's the best job we've ever had. I've read comics since I was 10, and presenting footage of all H is a dream come true.
Mm-hmm.
So we get that. Kevin says these are sequels you haven't new. So he was asked. He says we do have something new, something expected, not just something familiar. That's why we announced Guardians of the Galaxy. For me, it's a huge thing. I'm gonna post the concept art that they showed on Comic Con, and we're allowed to show around the world onto our Tumblr. Probably over the weekend.
Yeah.
He says we just started filming in London. This is last Saturday.
Yeah.
We're on day 14, which means currently they're on day. I want to say day 20.
Right.
Day 20, but they want to come say hi. He brings out director James Gunn. Michael Rooker is Yondo. Karen Gilligan. Is it Gillian? Or Gillian? Karen Gillan, sorry. As Nebula.
Right.
Just announced Dimon Hosen as Korath, originally misreported as Korvac.
Right.
Lee Pace is rolling the accuser. Now, I've seen Lee Pace in a few films. And did you ever watch a show called Pushing Up Daisies? Was it Pushing Up Daisies?
Heard of it.
I saw a couple of episodes of it.
Okay, but did you know the main guy in that, boss?
No, I don't.
I like the fact, by the way, I like to still talk all over me.
But not on my bed, not a single drop of spill. If you look at the name of Lee Pace.
He's going to put him through his paces. Bad puns, bad puns.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
A fucking cast list would be nice.
Sorry, I just got...
Sometimes Internet Movie Database lets you down so fucking royally.
This is Lee Pace then.
Who?
Lee Pace. Right, you see what he looks like there, boss? Right?
Yes.
So he looks like what average build, do you reckon?
Probably.
Right, can you just do me a favour? Go to Google. Ask you all to do this when you're listening. And put Lee Pace.
Or they could just click on the links.
Yeah, put Lee Pace Comic Con. See if there's any images there. The man is not of average size anymore, boss.
Ah, no, he looks the same to me.
No, his arms are freaking huge when they showed him. And more importantly, there you go. That's top of the page you're currently on, boss. Fourth picture along. Note down. There you go. Shows you a bit of a difference there. The man's put a lot of weight on and put a lot of size on because he's playing Ronan the Accuser, who is a big man. Ronan is a Kree alien who wields a big fucking off hammer, and is just a monster.
Well, he doesn't wield a hammer. He picks people up, and then he beats them with those people.
Pretty much. Benicio del Toro was there. He actually hadn't joined the crew yet. He's not shot anything, so he was meeting the cast as he met the people at Comic-Con did.
Mm-hmm.
Who's playing the Collector. Dave Bautista, who plays Drax the Destroyer. A little fun thing for me and for the rest of us in this room who are wrestling fans. Batista walked out looking like he did when he left the wrestling, which is weird because he slimmed down a lot beforehand, right? Mm-hmm. Comes out, and the guy who's doing the MC and comparing.
The MC? Mixed Master General.
Shut up. Sorry. He turns around and he goes, wow, that one guy? He goes, that's one guy, and then you go, Drax has appeared. Playing the Drax the Destroyer. Zoe Saldana, who looks gorgeous as always, as Gamora, as the world's most deadliest woman in the world, Gamora.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that Brock Lesnar's finisher?
And as the next great Marvel hero, Star Lord Chris Pratt. They didn't say that. They had a lot of questions. Basically, went through it. Yeah, that was what the man looked like at Comic Con. About the same size that I remember, boss.
I'll link it up.
Yeah. Ugh. So he went through a lot of things. But here's the thing: 14 days into shooting, and they have a clip. They have a full-blown clip ready to show you. 14 days in a film that's going to need lots of CGI. Mm-hmm. So the clip was pretty much this, right? The clip was 10 days of filming worth.
All right.
Star-Lord exploring some kind of chamber, finds an artifact, and takes soldiers led by Korath come in. Who are you? Star-Lord. Who? Nova Corps members, Drax, Gamora in full makeup. Rocket Raccoon CGI'd.
Right.
He looks like a real raccoon in his Galaxy comic outfit. Grot, who is a living tree. An alien that looks like a freaking tree. Fully CGI'd.
I'm a tree.
Peter Jason Quill, also known as Star-Lord, sorry. Who calls him that? Mostly himself. Which is, I think it's right humour for me and you here for.
Yeah.
While the Nova Corps are processing Quill as a prisoner, he's slowly cranking his fingers into the middle finger salute. Oh, sorry, I didn't know how this thing works, he deadpans. They're being marched through a prison, rolling the ship, Groot carrying a rocket as he fires. Tons of action already. Rocket going crazy with guns, Novas. They call themselves the Guardian Galaxy. What a bunch of a-holes. And that's the end of the clip.
Well,
that's a lot of work for 10 days of footage, yeah.
10 days of footage I could give you probably a pizza.
Now, that's the end of the comic. That's the end of the panel, and pretty much end of my Comic-Con news. We may do a special, a bit more in-depth on the comics, on the movies and the TV. Oh, wait a minute! I have more! One last thing I said I'd talk about, and I didn't forget. I said I'd bring it back. Just like they did at the Marvel panel, I'm going to bring it back. The only difference is I can't say one more man wanted to come out and talk to you. Here's Joss.
Yeah.
Because if I did, he probably wouldn't leave the room with his clothes on, because there's a certain young man here who kind of loves everything he does.
My legs.
You were chewing yourself.
I was chewing myself. I eat myself.
Stop chewing yourself. Find someone else to eat.
I promise we'll get lollipops after this.
Joss Whedon came out and explained and said, I don't have anything to say, but I have one thing to add, if you could, please. And it's a clip.
Sorry.
You're laughing at me?
No, he's laughing at the book he's reading. John Green?
Yeah.
If you could, please. And it's a clip.
Yeah.
Iron Man's helmet shown. There's then Steve's voice. Then Thor. Then Hulk. Metal clanging as the Iron Man helmet is being dented and reshaped. Finally, the quote. How do you know they'll come back? Fury. Because they'll have to. The camera is wide enough to reveal Ultron. The Marvel villain Ultron will be the big bad in this film, which is amazing because you revealed Thanos at the end of Avengers Assemble. Now, Boss is probably going to have to look a bit up at Ultron because its Boss isn't as adept, maybe.
That's the one that stole, basically absorbs technology, isn't it?
It's similar. He created the Vision.
Yeah, he's the main enemy in Avengers of the Future.
Yeah, and
Future
in
Avengers.
the Ultimates 3 that you've seen as well.
Yeah, because basically Iron Man was the only one left standing out of the original Avengers, and then he got taken down.
And the next Avengers, that's the animated film you're talking about, yes. And Ultron is the villain for the Avengers sequel, and the title is Avengers: Age of Ultron, which is just this month finished as a comic book series that has then launched a bunch of other series in the world of Marvel.
It is the trebuchet.
So what's really interesting to me is that they're going to go with Ultron, and I'm wondering if they're going to go with the Age of Ultron. If they do, Wolverine is a huge part of that story. How are they going to do that without Wolverine? Because Wolverine is still tied very much up. He's not way near a dead property with Fox. Marvel, but also I believe Marvel have now got Daredevil back as their contract with their studio.
Why would you want Daredevil back?
Because they're going to relaunch it into a decent film.
Hopefully.
Yeah, if you go by the 10-issue limited comic book series, the 2013 storyline Age of Ultron, it's a crossover storyline involving a post-apocalyptic future in which Ultron has taken over the world and exterminating most of the world's superheroes, a la the Next Avengers.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one to see how they're going to go with this. Age of Ultron it's an interesting book. It's a very interesting way of doing it, but it takes a lot of characters that Marvel don't have currently available. So it'll be interesting to see how they do it. I'm excited no matter what happens. And while the rest of the people start talking, because they've probably got something else to say.
I've got some retarded stuff.
We'll bring in the retarded stuff. I'm going to look to see if there's a thing on here that I can just find out all the things, the reasons to be excited for.
Outside the studio window is a building opposite, and it's got a tile triangle roof, and there is a bird hopping down this roof. Somehow not falling. But it's just going, woohoo, woohoo, and it's
okay then.
Okay, well, 2015 is going to be a big year, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Especially, I mean, I said before, the funk.
I will be 19.
It's the next UK general election.
Well, not just, so yeah, but in terms of, purely for me, right? It's alright. Purely for me, right? 2015 is going to be a really big year. For I already mentioned 3 things. You've got Batman vs Superman.
Yes.
You get Star Wars Episode 7.
Yes.
You've got the Avengers 2.
Yes.
On top of that, you've got Bond 24 is scheduled for 2015, right?
Right.
Avatar 2, I'm not a big fan of, but it'll be a huge thing for the film industry.
I think it's going to prove to be probably the biggest disappointment for a lot of fans of the original.
Finding Dory comes out 2015.
That I'm looking forward to.
Pirates of the Caribbean 5. I was a fan of 4. I have to say I still enjoyed 4.
I haven't seen it yet.
Ant-Man, Marvel's next solo one, comes out after The Guardians. Ant-Man comes out. Man of Steel 2, as we mentioned before. Prometheus 2, which is another huge thing, but not personally for myself, but for fans.
Yeah, of course.
The Hunger Games 2, Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, so the final Hunger Games film.
Yeah, Catching Fire.
Catching Fire comes out later on this year. I believe we looked yesterday, it was November.
It's November 22nd.
November 22nd. And then I believe next year, 2014, you'll have Mockingjay Part 1, and then the final film will come out in 2015, because of course, you can't just have a trilogy of films with a trilogy of books. You've got to make sure that last film is two films, because there's so much detail you can go in.
Money.
The World of Warcraft film comes out in 2015.
Whoa. They're doing World of Warcraft.
Oh, yeah.
When the fuck did they announce this?
Sorry, here you go, right? You ready?
Yeah.
A fair few of the entries in this list are sequels, and while Warcraft isn't exactly an original story, the world's holding its collective breath that director Duncan James, who, while not only directed Moon and Source Code, is actually the son of David Bowie, can pull off the movie world's holy grail, creating a decent movie based on a video game. That Jones is tasked with adapting the world's most popular MMORPG, massive multiplayer online role-playing game. They forgot the P in this. For non-video nerds. Only outside of speculation, we're hoping for a big screen, big budget Game of Thrones / Lord of the Rings mashup in the highest order. The estimated box office haul, if they get it correct, $750 million worldwide.
That's
lollipops.
The Assassin's Creed movie comes out in 2015.
Hidden lollipops!
Michael Fassbender is one of the hottest actors on the planet right now, so his decision to start and produce in the adaptation of the video games industry's biggest properties certainly raises a few eyebrows. So the man who plays Magneto in First Class will be playing, as far as I'm concerned, probably Ezio, right?
Ezio Auditore Differenze.
Is he the first one, right?
No, Altair was the first, and it's Ezio Auditore Differenze, then Connor Kenway, and now we're up to
Black Flag coming out.
Black Flag, the guy from that one, yes.
Well, Ezio is the one I've been playing as recently because I've just downloaded number 2. I've not played number 1, I've just been playing number 2.
Ezio,
really good game so far, in my view.
I love him just for his name, Ezio Auditore Differenze. It's such an awesome name. And then you have Altair, whose name I can't pronounce. And then Hatham, then Connor Kenway.
Yeah, at the minute they're predicting that just from the name alone, Assassin's Creed can bring in 400 million worldwide.
That's all.
The next original Pixar film comes out in 2015 called Inside Out. The CG animation focuses on the inner workings of the mind of a young girl and her crazy fantastical, thank you, happenings to occur in her subconscious. It's smart, inventive, and truly original tale to help Pixar resecure its animation crown. Terminator 5 comes out in 2015, which was rumored so far. Sorry, it's confirmed to star Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it's also rumored to star the biggest action star this year, The Rock. The Rock is currently the biggest action star in this year, and a man who's seen most of the films he's made this year, he deserves that. He's not done anything bad in any of the films.
He's still not a lollipop.
I didn't say he was. For fans, these are 27 reasons from the total film feature, and they've just thrown a curveball at me. Why the biggest movie of the year will be 2015 is Alvin and the Chipmunks 4 and the Smurfs 3, because predicted each, boss, is 500 million they'll bring in.
That will surprise me if it does that.
That's what the last ones have made.
Yeah, the last ones. That's why I'm thinking it'll surprise me if they're able to do that again. Because I think people are going to look at when people see the next one, like the one that's coming out, I honestly think they're going to look at that them and go, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
There's all right. First of all, when it comes to Smurfs, or the Chipmunks, I think it's the Smurfs. Yeah, when it comes to Smurfs, there is only so much MPH can do.
Yeah.
Because he's in the Smurfs one.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Chipmunks, people are really going to be very quickly going, nah, whatever. But the Smurfs, right? Honestly, I think people are going to look at this and just go, nah, that wasn't what I was hoping for. And I think the next ones, people are going to go, nah, you're not going to get away with it this time. But we'll see what happens, because I don't think like the rest of the world.
Roman numeral XIX. That's 11, isn't it?
No, it's 19.
19, X1X.
Thank you.
X1X better than sex. How hard, Green Howard?
Line in the store, couldn't figure out the number, confusing me.
How mental, regimental. My dad's old Italian was X1X. Fantastic Four reboot comes in 2015, which, if done correctly, it could be very much in the money. For instance, in the minute they've got the Chronicle director Josh Trank on board, Seth Grahame-Smith, who he writes Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, is set to write it, and Fox's new comic property Godfather. Mark Miller, who was last seen in that little film Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Overseeing the creative and narrative overhaul. No casting news as of yet, just a little bit of rumours. I'm sure they'll come at some point. The estimated haul for that, though, if done correctly, 600 million.
I think
if they do it correctly, you're looking at a lot more than 600.
I think
because that is your family one.
I think with the reason for Fantastic Four, you got opportunity to fix your first mistake.
Julian McMahon.
That and the perceived mistakes by the fans, like the fans who said that this isn't what Fantastic Four is meant to be. Rah, rah, rah. It's like I've always thought, because I watched Fantastic Four animated when I was a kid, and when I saw the movie, because I have seen the first Fantastic Four, I didn't see the second Silver Surfer. I've seen the first one.
It's not bad as it should be. Galactus
I'm looking at it and I'm going, what did you expect these four people to be like? Because they haven't been heroes all their lives. So they get these powers.
It was thrust upon
They're
them.
going to be a bit. So like, there's a scene when is it Scarlett Johansson? It's Jessica Alba. Or?
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba. I always get those two mixed up, as you know.
Yes.
But Jessica Alba's on the bridge.
I would love to get them two mixed up.
She has to get undressed on the bridge in
Yeah.
order to go invisible. Stuff like that, how quickly that is, and how they're not quite used to powers.
And how instinctively some of the powers come to them.
I liked all of that because to me that's showing how they have to cope with them. I
also loved Chris Evans as the Human Torch, when he's sitting there going, "Do you want to walk?" Jessica Alba, who's playing Sue Storm, sits there and goes, "Johnny, do you really want to walk around on fire all the time?" And he sits there and goes, "Is that your question?"
Yeah.
Come on! And he's sitting there flicking the fire in his hand.
I reckon to play the Thing, they should get Unbreakable Michael Alpha.
I actually didn't think the Thing was badly cast, or Johnny. I thought Jessica was badly cast as Sue Storm because she's not. Sue Storm's supposed to have this. While she's unbelievably attractive, she's also supposed to be a mothering figure as well as this secure figure, and I never got the mothering feeling from Jessica Alba.
In which there's I always struggle with the names. I'm trying to. I think it might be Olivia Fairchild. I'm thinking. I always get the name wrong. Is it Olivia Fairchild? No, it's not.
Olivia Wilde?
No, I'll get to it.
Okay.
I'll get to it because she was on the newsroom.
All right, I can't know you about. Just be a young girl last though.
Yeah, I'm thinking you.
Go to the main show.
It's because she's such a great actress.
Olivia Munn?
It's
not a great actress, are you?
yeah, no, it's actually it might be. What's up? Yeah, Olivia Munn.
She's a good actress.
If you listen to Newsroom, you see how intelligent she sounds. It's amazing. You watch her do an interview. I watched her doing an interview when she was talking about Blowjob Friday.
Yeah.
Amazing. And it's a different role she can play. And she's quite attractive.
Quite. She's fucking drop dead gorgeous.
Tell me about this Friday.
Basically, she talks about her single male friends, the boy, so Friday she gives her a blowjob. Nothing. But anyway, so she could play that role, I think, quite well.
You put your phone back.
So yeah, I think maybe she could do a good job.
She also calls herself the Queen of Earth.
However, it would be a huge step up when you think about it.
Yeah, she plays bits and roles here. I think she'd be quite good.
Yeah.
I tell you what. Next week's the quiz.
Mm-hmm.
Week after, I'll see what I can do for a fan cast.
Yeah.
For that, because I won't do a story. I'm purely casting.
Purely like who will play.
Yeah, purely casting. We've done. How about this as well? All of us.
Yeah.
I'll do the Fantastic Four on my own. You can join if you want. But all of us would do 3 actors, like we did for Doctor.
Yeah.
3 actors to play the next Batman, because they've confirmed it won't be Nolan.
Right.
It won't be the Nolan universe.
Yeah, so it won't be Bale.
So it won't be Bale. So we will be having a brand new Batman, brand new design as well. For the
I would say at least 1 actor, because 3 is going to be difficult.
We'll see what you can do.
Yeah.
Episode 7, of course, they estimated that at $1.5 billion to bring in.
That makes sense.
I'm sitting there going, yeah, puny fools. It's going to make a lot more than that if done correctly, because even if not done, that's what's going to happen if it's not done correctly. Mm. If it's done correctly, do you think you're ever going to get geeks out of the cinema?
You'll get people going back to play it.
Independence Day 2, which is weird for me to see on this list because Will Smith says he won't be in it. Not because he's pulled out, but because the director refuses to pay him.
Really?
He won't pay him the money that Will Smith's now guaranteed for every film.
Yeah.
He won't pay him. Will Smith said he'll bring it down.
Yeah.
And he said, why should I? I'm going to do a new film. But they're estimating it's done correctly.
I think that is ballsy of the director. At the same time, I think you're missing your meal ticket.
Yeah. You went. Why do I watch Independence Day now and again?
Yeah.
I do not watch it for Bill Paxton.
Welcome to Earth. You know what I mean?
I don't watch it for what's his name? Is it Goldblum?
Jeff Goldblum.
Goldblum. I watch it for Smith.
Yeah.
Because Will Smith in that is just funny. It's like cigar mouth, clonk. I just punched an alien. Yeah. Welcome to Earth.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Of course, yeah.
Exactly. You know.
So I find it odd that he's going that way, but
they reckon that he'll bring in 800 million. Because you know why?
Right.
Independence Day. He wants to release it Independence Weekend.
Well, we'll see.
Jurassic Park 4 comes
Okay.
out. I believe Goldblum has said he's willing to come back for it.
Oh, gee, that doesn't surprise me.
He's done a lot of fucking random stuff. Crimson Peak is the next Guillermo del Toro movie.
What in the hell is a Crimson Peak?
Crimson Peak, I believe, it says here, it looks like a sequel. A sequel of Pacific Rim's unlikely. Crimson Peak, though, is a Victorian-era ghost story, which will revolve around a small but stunningly hot cast.
Well,
that includes Charlie Hunnam, Benedict Cumberbatch, Jessica Chastain, Maya Wasikowska, the one who ruined Alice in Wonderland. She played Alice. Maya Wasikowska, or something stupid. You know, the actual one who played Alice in Wonderland.
I don't know. I'll look at it later.
And more. Scare, Sarah Holland's stunning imagination at the fore were on board. This is Guillermo del Toro, the man who played that. The man gave you Hellboy 1 and 2, Pacific Rim. No, the guy can do no wrong, and you know what? I'm just upset that this is happening in 2015, and it's Justice League Dark isn't happening in 2015, because there wouldn't be a better year in the world. I thought this year was going to be good for comic book movies, but Jesus, 2015 is looking good. Kung Fu Panda 3, if you're a fan of the films, obviously it's going to happen. I enjoy watching them, but I won't rush out to cinema to watch this one. No. Estimated 700 million for that as well. The Adventures of Tintin, Prisoners on the Sun. Tintin's returning in the way he did previously. Steven Spielberg. Only an estimated 400 for this one, because it didn't do great. I think as well it was supposed to be box office haul. Apparently Tintin did better on Blu-ray and DVD than it did for
if it
box
gets
office.
400 million, I'll be impressed.
American Sniper is Hollywood's hottest. Sorry, let me
Use your words, geek. Use your words.
I'm too sober.
How now, brown cow?
Seashells by the seashore.
And then he interrupts me.
Then I have money, and so I bought some more.
Pick one of Hollywood's hottest up-and-coming actors with one of the most timeless auteurs, and you got a project that set more tongues wagging than anything else.
Yeah, for the Oscar committee.
Steven Spielberg, who will direct Bradley Cooper in an adaptation of an autobiography in which a Navy SEAL, Chris Kyle, recounts an incredible military career which saw more than 150 confirmed kills on his record. Drama, action, and two powerhouses on the field at the top of the game. Definitely on board.
Right. Up-and-coming actor.
Yep.
Steven Spielberg.
Yep.
Main character is a Navy SEAL.
Yep.
And it's a war movie.
Yep.
Oh, and it's based upon
a true story.
Yeah, Oscar nominee right there.
Doesn't
matter how good it is, Oscar nominee.
Estimated 800 million. I Walk with the Dead is another good film coming out. I'm just trying to rush through these because there is some more, I believe, that's coming through that I've got thing. Don't want to take too much time up here. Controversial director Nicholas Winding Refn pairs up with his other Drive muse Carey Mulligan for a horror movie come sex thriller. I don't know if they should have used the word "come" in the middle of that.
Probably not.
That's either going to be set in Tokyo or Los Angeles. Given only God forgives seductively sex stylization, you can bet that I Walk with the Dead wouldn't be nothing if not an erotically charged head turner. Mission Impossible 5.
Well, people are still buying it.
2015.
You're getting less and less impossible. It's Mission Improbable.
Well, I must say this. I've seen bits of Ghost Protocol, and I didn't like 3. As much as I love the actors involved, I didn't like 3. I wasn't a great fan of 2 either, because that went stupid.
I'm just wondering when people...
1, I love. I love 1. It's one of my guilty pleasures.
I'm just wondering if anyone's ever going to agree with me that Tom Cruise is not a good actor.
He's
No,
not.
I agree
No,
with
he's
you.
not.
Sucks,
He's not a good actor. His films are so bad, most of them though, that they're really good. The reason you don't see Tom Cruise in Tom Cruise's take on drama was Minority Report, and on top of that, what was that? Vanilla Sky. All of them had sci-fi influences. You could not put this man was rumored once to be playing Lincoln. For starters, he's a midget and Lincoln's 6'4".
Yeah.
Of course he wasn't sci-fi. He's a Scientologist.
Exactly.
Can't get more wrong.
But I have to say, Ghost Protocol did intrigue me. And I watched bits of it. Of course, the best bits of it, in my view, was Simon Pegg's bits.
Yeah.
I love Simon Pegg. But there was some good parts in it. Estimated 700 million haul so far. Killer Crow. If you're a fan of Tarantino like I am, this is this next one. Little is known about Killer Crow, other than A, it's Tarantino's next movie, and B, he's all alluded to rounding off a sort of trilogy that ties together Inglourious Bastards and Django Unchained. That it offers up themes on the blacktop. What's the word? Fucking blacks. It's like exploitation, blaxploitation.
Blaxploitation.
Yeah. Genre. Speaking on the route, he posted that he wants to create a movie that is tied to Inglourious. My original idea for Inglourious Bastards was way back when was that this would be a huge story that includes the smallest story that you saw in the film, but also followed a bunch of black troops, and they had been fucked up over by the American military, and kind of go ape shit. They basically, the way that Lieutenant Aldo Raines and the rest of the bastards are having an Apache resistance, the black troops go on an Apache war path and kill a bunch of white soldiers and white officers on a military base and are just making a war path to Switzerland. So a quiet one as ever. So that looks as if what Killer Crow will be. And finally, The Outsider. Sorry, not finally. The Outsider is Tom Hardy's next big film. Tom Hardy will be playing is in a hard-hitting drama action about an American former G.I. Joe who joins the Yakuza in the post-World War II Japan. With Takashi Mike, him of the 13 Assassins and Itchy the Killer fame, at the helm. It's likely to break the box office records, but it's not likely to break the box office records, but it's certainly appearing with limited creative possibilities. They're estimating only 75 million, but here's the thing. Tom Hardy is arguably one of the best actors in Hollywood today. I've not seen anything I don't like.
I think he's one of the best used.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a great actor. What I think is that he knows his field. He knows what to take and what not to take.
Yeah.
So in many senses...
And I like Takashi Mike. He's done some good films. So I think this is going to be a really more entertaining film, but won't be one of those ones you'll see. Number one on the box office for 14 weeks.
Yeah, I think he shares that with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Will Smith knows what projects to take on and what not to take on. And I think Tom Hardy has that as well.
And finally, the most exciting reason of 2015 is Future Day. Not a film at all. Future Day is actually the date that Marty and Co. find themselves zipping into the future and Back to the Future 2.
Yep.
October 21st, 2015.
Yep.
Guarantee there'll be some parties on that night.
Yep.
And if there's not, well, the three of us will get.
Well, yeah. We'll do some. I excuse, right?
Exactly. So that is some cool things. I mean, there's the films that come out in 2015. You know, it's going to be a big year coming up. Obviously, certain films from this year have been pushed to next year now. So, like Sin City 2, A Day in the Kill 4, which I'm looking forward to. I'm a big fan of Sin City. That's getting pushed to next year because of they want a bit more kind of work on the actual story.
Yeah.
Everything's shot. It's a prequel of sorts, so there's a lot of cool stories. I mean, Marv's back, which is great because people say I am Marv.
I'm currently lying down, and Stephen is kind of sitting quite, like, almost devil's advocate ghostery. And Geek is sitting next to me looking while he's talking to me, so it kind of feels like one of those scenes where the guy's lying down and the cult have circled him. And they're shouting, Wanabas.
What I was supposed to tell you.
Wanabas.
So that's what I've done. I don't know if anyone else has got anything else to mention.
Get on the bus. Get on the bus.
Basically, the only thing I'll mention is in regards to the show, don't forget that we want to get your funny stories, your interesting news, your cosplay posts.
Yeah.
Add your questions on the Shout Show. So basically, if you go over to Shout the Show...
We're all been fussed about your questions, but your cosplay posts are a must.
Shut up.
What?
We do want your questions. Shouttheshow.com. There is a submit button and an ask button. If you've got anything which you think is interesting...
Too much flour on those buns.
If you got anything interesting to share with us, send it there. It could be news, it could be a story, it could be a funny picture, it could be cosplay, hit the submit button, and so that way, if you've got a question when you ask one of us, or all of us, or some of us, whether it's about the show, whether about us personally, whether it's about our opinions on something, or hypotheticals, hit the ask button, you can send it there. You can send questions anonymously. We will try to answer any questions we get, depending on what they are. So, if that is everything, that's Adam, you got anything you want to bring up? Apart from lollipops? I'm going to guess that's a no.
I look forward to the new Tiffios movie when it comes out.
I can tell you, I would want to include that, but I don't know when it comes out, so I can include that in 2015.
Yeah, I want some. I want a burger. Like, my stomach has gone. We need yes, last night I had some money, so I kept thinking to myself, I'm just gonna go to the convenient, nicely priced supermarket near where we live and buy one of those microwavable burgers. But then I thought, it's 1 a.m, it's dark outside, and I can't be asked. So my body is like a day overdue for wanting burgers. This is what has happened. I have descended into the madness of food.
So you want a burger, basically?
Yeah, I'm also reading a bunch of Catherine's. I'm trying to read for the second time.
Is this turned into Funk's diary?
Yeah. Yeah, Daddy.
Well, there is something I want to talk about.
Funk's dream journey.
Next week, it's the quiz.
Yeah, bitches!
Yay.
Next week is a quiz, as we
I hate the quiz for one of two reasons. One, I have to do it. Or two, I get to make it look like an idiot. Those are my two reasons.
No.
YOLO, right?
No. Total mark.
Hashtag YOLO Swally.
Total mark.
YOLO Swally. Yeah, YOLO Swally. Do that.
The total markout quiz is where you may look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh no, I look like an idiot on all.
You don't look like an idiot.
No, you don't, because the pair of you are getting very close in the path of beating them.
And bearing in mind, you're like what second most of the title reigns or something. I bear in mind, my first title reign lasted 8 days, and who was the person that ended that reign, Adam? No, don't point at geek.
It was you.
It was you, Adam.
You beat him. Yes.
No. Okay.
So yeah. So basically, I mean, next week is the quiz. I believe I lost the title to you, Geek, didn't I?
Yes, I will.
Yes. So it's up. It depends. Rather than deciding if I'm going to cash in my rematch or not, I'm going to let Adam decide if he wants to do the quiz. I'm happy to do the quiz. I'm happy to do the quiz because I can knock something up easily. I've got some questions on standby just in case. But if Adam would rather do the quiz and let me have my rematch,
Alright,
that's cool with me.
I've got something to bring up just at the end here, right?
Are you going to mess up my fucking organisation on the video as well?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, it was just something that's just come up on Tumblr. Is there someone on Tumblr that's just promised a thing, right?
Yeah.
There's just sent a thing. If you're ever bored about what to draw,
Mm-hmm.
there's a website. I'll see if I can get the website name up here. No, I'll just send you the link, boss. And you can put it on the thing.
I will put on the somebody posts on Tumblr about.
If you're ever bored of this, it's someone that I post, follow. Crap, hold on. If you're ever bored about what to draw, there's a website available to you that if you click randomize,
Yeah.
will then give you a random thing to choose.
All right.
So for instance, boss, if you click randomize,
Yeah.
draw something that makes you hungry.
All right.
Draw an optical illusion. Draw the sound of the rain. Draw the item most precious to you.
Yeah.
And there's more and more and more.
Yeah.
So it's a cool little feature there. I thought.
Yeah. Well,
I know we have a few artists.
we'll vlog it on the
yeah.
we'll vlog it on the show,
I will. Yes. Okay.
and I'll include a link in the description of the video. So all links, by the way, will be below the time signatures for the sake of ease. Right. But like I said, next week it'll either be me and Geek or it'll be Adam and Geek. We'll sort it out behind the scenes.
Either way, it will be peak.
Either way, Adam and
On
me still the
Saturday, the
champion.
loser of the round robin tournament overall will fight in this
Geek.
quiz.
Is that how we're going to start doing the total markout title? It's like, fuck it, we'll fight. But yeah, that's pretty much all from this week. Like I said, it's been very Comic-Con heavy, very politics heavy, so I apologise for my politics bit and all just. But next week, we're going to scale it down a bit. Going to be a bit more varied.
I try my best.
And
I'm a good boy, really.
We'll have some,
Sloggy.
so we'll have some stuff from Adam, stuff from Geeks, stuff from
Bad
me.
touch. Bad touch.
So, from Adam, it's goodbye.
Bye-bye.
From Geek Cakes, goodbye.
Bad touch.
And for me, it's goodbye. We will see you next week on episode 24 of the weekly debate / discussion / news show. #shout.
Ciao.
Let's get some lollipops.
Bye-bye.